Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV and the Quantico After Show. We're here breaking down Season 1, Episode 17, episode titled Care, and we care so much that you've joined us. We'll see you in a sec.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, everybody. Oh, there's that music. We love it. The Cold War kids first. Yeah, here it is. And Andrea, you love that pun again? Yeah, did you? I saw you laugh. My name is Isaac Johnson. You can follow me on Twitter at Isaac Johnson, Instagram, The Isaac Johnson, and our resident New Yorker.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I'm Andrea Fasano, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Andy Fasano. That's Andy with an I. Thank you so much. And you guys definitely tweet us at ABTV Quantico. And thank you so much for your YouTube comments, which we will get into in a little bit. We love it. We had like 30 comments from last show. So thank you so much. Keep those coming and keep the conversation going.
Yeah, you really heated our call with guessing who was in the car. That was a thing. Oh, I just hit the mic, sorry. And yeah, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's do that thing. Man. This was a cool episode. There was a lot of pocket drops. A lot of people dropping things in pockets.
A lot of pocket drops.
This is like the most pockety dropped episode that has been ever of Quantico. I definitely enjoyed it. There's some really good moments that we'll get into specifics, obviously, but of characters getting a different perspective on people that I think that they needed, specifically Ryan and Alex. How'd you feel about it?
Ryan and Alex.
Just how'd you feel about the episode? I guess.
Okay, I liked the episode. Mm-hmm. I thought it was staying true with kind of how the second season's been going. Mm-hmm. Moving kind of quickly, not spending too much time on each little nugget of information that we're getting. Part of me, I almost have to write that as a prediction because I feel like I was going to spill it. But there's so much to say and then so little to say, kind of, because I'm just like, what is happening? Obviously, like you said, we were waiting for the reveal of the car. We had a bunch of predictions on that, not just between me and you. Sorry, I have something on my lip. But also, comments from YouTubers that I feel like we should get into fast because it's going to reveal too much.
Sure.
But yeah, it's Shelby,
In the car. She's in the car. We still don't know.
It doesn't mean she's the voice.
It does not mean that, but...
Which I don't think she did this on her own, so...
No, and that's part of one of my predictions.
Okay, there you
later
go.
On. I don't know, Liam said at some point, the end is near, and I'm like, well, the end is near for this show, and I thought that was a nice little line of dialogue to let us know that hopefully very soon they're going to really start letting us know much more about this person. And I feel like that's coming, but we'll save that for the end. So we had this training. We had the whole human trafficking thing,
which I get. It did relay into the present
yes, it
day
did, of course.
/ future.
There's a very, very direct parallel there. But
right. With Will, the robot.
With Will.
Excited to see him in the current present day.
Yeah.
I say future, but I know someone even commented on that about somebody related to the show mentioning that the future is the future. It's not present day. But
present day.
I mean, we all know what we're talking about.
Don't know that it necessarily
past,
matters.
present, future, whatever.
But what was interesting because they show the map of all these places and everybody's like, I'm going to work in Florida.
Yeah, Miami.
They're like, congratulations, this is all the highest human trafficking spots. Bummer, Liam. Yeah. Way to bring down the mood here.
Totally. But it was a cool switch because I had no idea what to anticipate as far as what the whole experiment or what are they called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. Exercise was gonna be.
Yeah.
But it wound up being where it was a really cool exercise. Like, can you think about that ever? God forbid you ever lose your ID or passport or something and trying to get back into the country. I thought that was a really cool exercise, so it definitely kept my attention.
Yeah, would you try any of the ones that they did try?
I would definitely not get naked to get deported.
Okay.
That was amazing.
We have you on record.
Cool idea.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought the handcuff thing was cool, but I also liked that it didn't work because obviously most of the Nats are thinking the same way.
Yeah, well, and I like that Alex thought that was an original idea.
Right,
like,
right.
But to me, that's like that's Han and Chewie there when he's like, "Oh, I'll put you in these cuffs. I think I know what she's doing, kid."
Right.
Like I was surprised that no one tried like sick prisoner, I guess, or something
That's
like that, where it's
interesting.
like, oh, this person. Although we'll talk about it later, but like Will's escape is sort of a little bit of that. Like he's getting away, go after him, or that kind of thing. There was a cool line of dialogue too that during the training, all that stuff, where he said, I think it was Liam that said, "These are fakes. Can you spot the real ones?" Which I thought tied into Shelby and her parents.
The parents' deal.
Timeline.
Ugh, which we so have to talk about.
Yeah, let's
that
talk
was
about it.
really upsetting. But Reina and Nima, as far as the human trafficking exercise, really cool. We get to see that they're going to keep their project of the twins being relevant and having their own little secret thing going on because Miranda's
it's a real asset.
Because it's a total asset.
Yeah.
And immediately, as soon as Reina picked up that phone, I was like, oh, yeah, why wouldn't they do that? But I am surprised. I mean, you kind of just feel like Nima should have just thrown on the headscarf and just been like at Quantico, like, hey guys, I'm here, But she obviously had to go back and get Reina over. So the whole pocket drop comes in to play there.
Yeah, one
with the
of
passport.
several pocket drops.
Genius, really smart. So
that was cool. A lady in a red coat there, which is a nice little visual cue for us to be like, follow this lady.
Yes, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I thought their storyline was cool. Let's talk about Shelby and her parents because that was pretty upsetting. She finally gets to see them again. It seems like a tender reunion. We're finally getting hopefully some closure for a character of Shelby, not knowing what's going on with her parents. Why did they fake their death? It's tied to the 9/11 thing, which, by the way, that was a real flight number, Flight 175. That was one of the flight numbers. So, show being very accurate. Appreciate
of course.
that. But, they faked it so that they could protect her, and I knew it was probably going to be something like that. But ultimately, we find out that they're conning her. They're big fat liars.
Here's the problem. They're conning her to protect themselves. If it's your daughter, you've lied to her this much, why aren't you just telling her the truth at this point? And A, letting her make her own decisions. And B, guess who still is not letting her make their own decisions?
Well, let's talk about that in a sec. But
Because
what
you know how upset that makes me.
It did make me
Caleb,
upset.
you're breaking my heart.
It did make me upset, but I'm not sure if I get that though. Like her parents were protecting her. I mean, her mom was when Caleb confronts them, which I love that scene. I thought that was really killer. I thought the actor was just really killing that scene. That was great. But when he confronts them, her mom is almost cold to like, look, we've always been looking out for her best interest and that kind of thing. So I don't really know that they're protecting her by getting the money. I think they just want the money.
That's why you're thinking they're conning her.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they
I
lied
think
to
they're
her.
conning because they were like, and then we're going to get on a plane and leave.
Yeah, well, because we're never going to see her again, and she took the bait, and he's going to, he loves her, so he's going to do our work for us, basically. And so I just got really that they were using her again, and I'm like,
I agree.
Is there any real reason that they don't actually care about her? I feel like that's sort of left on the table, and it not like in a bad way, but I just feel like I want to know why they're using her and why don't they care?
Yeah, it just makes me really sad for her, sad about the whole situation. I don't know, I got this weird feeling like they're conning to kind of not even protect her, but to protect themselves, to keep, like he said in the honest moment, the dad, it's expensive to keep hiding out. True, but just tell her. She was giving money to a stepsister that she didn't even know existed, and this whole story. Why wouldn't she help her own parents if she just got to see them once in a while? Why would that now be putting her in danger when you already did it once? Like, what's the harm past that? How many years later,
Yeah, like I think Shelby said 15 years later. I wanted this for 15 years. It made me just feel really sad for the character because it's, man, this is heartbreaking. She's going to meet the parents. And there's some joke about that movie in there that I can't put together. But
but then Caleb steps in.
So this is you have a beef with this. I don't. What do you have a beef with about
Huge
Shelby?
beef. Because
kind of basically
the whole
forcing her hand to talk to her parents.
No, that's not my problem.
Okay.
That's fine. I thought that was okay. I thought that was a loving gesture from him.
I like that.
And it was something sometimes, as people we don't see because we're afraid. So I thought he was kind of helping her face her fears.
Yeah.
Way different than making decisions for her and not trusting her as a woman, as a person, to make her own decisions. And that's why she called him out to begin with, and they broke up because I'm doing a lot of air quotes for some reason this episode.
I don't know.
But
They can probably see those on iTunes.
right,
So.
exactly. I'm doing air quotes, guys. You know, that's why she broke up with him, because she cannot keep getting hurt by him controlling and making decisions for her, which that was the whole point that he was doing in, I believe it was the first season, where, I mean, first half of the season, where he is just not trusting people he didn't trust his mom or his dad, you know, because the rift between the mom and dad. It's not your truth to tell. You don't have the right to control her parents. Let the parents deal with it. It is his job that if the parents lie, tell her. Go tell her the truth and let her make up her own mind.
Okay.
Does she want to help them or not? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I got you.
You're just ripping someone's own will and human rights, and you can't play God like that.
I got
I'm going to
you.
put God in quotes like that too, because it's just...
Now I'm going to play devil's advocate
And
for a
that's why I
second.
get mad, because you shouldn't do that to someone.
We feel your passion,
Thank
and
you.
I love seeing it.
Okay.
Okay. But okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second.
Yeah.
So he's sort of orchestrating this thing for her parents to get together. I think, or it could be, that it shows a lot of care for her to, you know, this is
Protect
something
her.
she needs well, not even just that, but she needs a lot of closure on this situation. It's the biggest thing in her life.
Clearly, yeah.
And she is not willing to take the steps. Remember before she went to meet, when they're in the hotel, and that he's like, look, they're here. If you want to meet them, let's go. And then before she went in the room, she sort of questions why.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, we can leave if you want. I thought that was like, look, I'm going to lead you up to the door, but you have to walk into it.
Totally.
So I think that is kind of her decision, but I see it being something that, even though it's something it seems like that she doesn't want, him taking her to that point, to me, shows that he really cares about her well-being, like not just about her physical being. I mean, obviously he's attracted to her.
To the point where he's controlling, like, yes, that's great. And then every time he ruins the nice guy moment with controlling, and you don't get to do that. He's just ruined her future of whatever it may be with her parents. Like, maybe, she'll find out they're conning and she'll get hurt, but guess what? She will know what's going on instead of having false hope.
Which specific point is the most controlling to you? Because
the fact that he pays them $5 million to disappear from her life.
Okay, I personally saw that as protection.
Because so now she believes that she's gonna meet them, and when she doesn't, what happens? She's destroyed and doesn't again know why.
I don't necessarily like that, because eventually she's gonna be let down again, and maybe he just doesn't have he just doesn't want to break her heart again, because she's already been heartbroken, and maybe he really thought the parents were really interested in meeting with her. I mean, obviously he suspected them. That's why he uses her phone to sort of record their conversation. This is still more within the character of Caleb, not really trusting people. I thought that was cool. But I think that he genuinely thought that they were going to come back and it was going to be this great reunion, but he kind of doesn't trust them. There's something about them that doesn't read right. So then he does some investigation, finds out they're dirty, and then now he would be responsible for bringing this pain back into her life. So maybe, yes, he should, in the real world, let her know what's really going on. But that wouldn't be much of a show if that was a thing. But then him, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I love that scene when he confronts the parents. I thought the dialogue was real sharp. He was really in command of that scene. You go, man. But I don't know. I didn't mind it, but I can see where you're coming from. It's certainly frustrating.
I mean,
but,
it's just a huge
It's
deal.
really frustrating, but this is the good thing about it is it's great drama, because we care so much about it, and that's really sharp writing.
Yes.
We
love anything with Caleb. So let's be
you
real.
love you commented on his hair change.
I didn't love it. It's growing out.
Like his well, it's been growing out. He just styled it differently.
he did
That was like his meet the parents. Oh, I'm gonna meet the folks. Let me
next door.
let me part the hair. You know, like he's on good. He's really interested, and she introduces him to her parents.
That's what I don't get, and that's what makes me keep thinking that he's so shady, and that he'll kind of turn the script on everybody. Because when he gets serious, he gets serious.
You like a bossy Caleb?
Well, I don't, because it means that he's a bad boy. But whatever.
As far as I know, that's what ladies like. Let's talk about Drew and Alex.
Okay.
A lot of heat.
Yes.
A lot of heat this episode. It seems like the two of them, and this will tie into Ryan too, but the two of them are finally kind of like, yeah, let's maybe let this happen, right? Even Shelby's commenting on it, and Iris tells Drew, you better make a move soon, dude, which is, yeah, dude, what are you waiting for? She's single.
You may not see her after this.
He may not. And they're finally to a moment where they're sort of kind of admitting, oh, I don't know how I feel about him. My wife said that once to some friends. And I know how you felt, girl. But right as they're finally having their, it's going to happen, guess who comes back? What did they call him? What was his, staff counselor? Booth.
Yeah.
Right back in to just muck it up, which was real nice. It's like, oh, they can't let Alex have that sort of happiness. They got to bring back her old flame, and she doesn't know how she feels about it. And is he trying to split them apart?
No, because Ryan's always just trying to do the right thing. And I'm glad it came out that Drew separated them as a pair. But he didn't really put up that much of a fight, did he?
No.
If he's the one who asked for that. It's funny, we had a YouTuber comment, and Nax, say, Alex Hart Drew, can't wait for this episode. So you got girl what you wanted. So
it definitely happened.
That was cute. I don't understand how they made it across the border. I would have liked to see that pursuit follow out, but we're assuming they made it, obviously.
Yeah, it seems like, they said 18 people made it, which was like, cool, that's 18 people made it across the border, and they're like, but that's basically a system failure.
Major.
It's like,
majorly.
Hey, they had success, and they're like, yeah, but that means the border control sucks.
Yeah.
And so still can't just let them get that win with the training. Gosh, I'm trying to remember specifically what it is because I wrote down Drew was asking Alex about Ryan.
Was he asking about him or just like?
He was asking something specific about him. Oh man, I'm losing the point. But it seemed like, Ryan's back, and he kind of looks at her to be like, "Are you excited that she's back?" Or something to that effect. And it was like, "Oh, Drew, just ask her already." Because he was being a good guy. He was kind of stepping back out of the way. You still call this respect, is what you're saying?
A little bit. I like Drew. Yeah, I think he's on the up and up.
Yeah, I'm sure ladies didn't mind seeing him take his shirt off this episode.
Football player.
Yeah, a little small football player, maybe, but that's cool.
All sizes in the NFL.
Maybe he's like a cornerback or something. Who knows?
Maybe that's why he didn't last very long. That's why he sued them.
Maybe, but so was this the first time we've seen Drew and Ryan on screen together?
Yes.
Okay, so they have their nice little
I believe so.
Measuring contest there.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
And Booth could give a shit less.
Yeah, I like that he dismissed him pretty quickly.
Oh, I haven't heard of you. And he just stares at Alex.
I've heard so much about you. Yeah, I haven't heard a thing about you.
That's interesting.
Have a good day. I was like,
Booth loves her.
That's the power move there.
Yeah, and he cares so much.
Oh, yeah, of course he does. Shoot.
Should we get into YouTube comments?
Well, this is what I was going to say about the characters having moments where. So the other pocket drop was dropping little. Simon drops the recorder, the tracker into Ryan's pocket. So now Alex gets a moment to really hear what Liam and Ryan really think about her. It would have been really nice to hear him say something genuine about how he feels about her. I mean, he obviously is very conflicted, but I thought this was really great because these are the things Alex needs to hear, not only to move the plot along, but to really hear about what Ryan thinks about her and what Liam thinks about her and how she's getting up under his skin, all this stuff. I thought that was really cool. It was a really cool way to get that perspective because obviously she's never going to get that from him in the room because he's iron. He's he cannot be penetrated. That's probably something weird. What do you think about it? Yeah, well, that's probably what everybody wants to see on this show. Although I guess it'd be, I'm going to stop there. With that. Yeah. What did you think about the two of them or her getting that perspective on him?
I think it's a little. I think it's a little too. Everything's available to Alex. No matter how tough it seems, it's like she's
the lead.
I know.
She's
you know
lead.
me.
She's gotta get that,
It's not real. It's TV.
It's TV, yeah.
But actually, with me, I'm all, it's not TV, it's real. That's too perfect.
That means the writing is good.
Right, it is. But I just feel like Ryan comes off, even when he's accusing her, and I do like how Liam said at the end, like, now you sound like Alex, because
Yeah,
Ryan's
that
getting
back
a
in
little
his
too
face.
personal. He's letting his emotions kind of run it.
Well, he's got
And-
strong feelings.
But he needs to say them and keep them separate. Like, and if you have strong feelings, why are you so against? Why don't you trust her? You know?
Yeah, well, I think he just wants to believe her, but again, like he's being lied
instead
to
he's going
again,
above and beyond.
he's still just like, I know that you're lying. Like, why don't you tell the truth? But maybe he takes that personally. Maybe because he cares so much
Yeah.
about her. Obviously, they care about each other. Maybe he's just like, look, you can trust me.
Yeah.
But you know, she's got a good reason not to trust him. Like, would he, I don't know, turn her in or something like
Yeah.
that? He did say he was going after her last episode.
That's what I'm saying. Just talk. Don't yell. It
bef-
all seems so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's
I have
like,
the answer to everything.
it can't be that functional.
No, of course not.
Otherwise, it'd be a boring show. It'd be called Real Life, and I wouldn't watch it. So let's get into YouTube comments before we talk about Will's escape. What do you
Okay,
got?
good, because that kind of leads us into a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in and leaving us comments.
Yes, thank you
We
so
had
much.
a lot this time, and I'm going to point out a few. We had Quintessential with a K, too. Just always commenting, so thank you for that. We like hearing from you.
Yeah, thank
and they said that the episode gave more reason for Miranda to be angry and bitter. This is obviously last week's episode,
Yeah.
so interesting thought. And Miranda's on a lot of people's minds. We had Cham123 with a lot of comments. One of them specifically was about Shelby's parents, thinking it was a con, so good job there. Obviously, they are her real parents. They're not the fake parents, we think, so far. But it was a
I think those are. I mean, she
It
would
was
know.
good.
Yeah, she would know if those weren't her parents.
yeah, it was a good
Unless
idea.
those were fake parents lying to her, and her real parents are somewhere else. But that seems a little too convoluted for me. But,
Right.
Yeah.
Cham also thinks that Ryan is the voice and is somewhat behind it because he was originally found in Alex's apartment. So going all the way back to kind of the earlier episodes. So good ideas. Love the comments. Tara K, awesome job, said my bet is still on Shelby. Which, again, we don't think Shelby's the voice, but obviously
She's
involved
involved.
in some way.
Yeah,
so
it's a big
really
reveal.
good prediction
Big
there.
reveal, yeah.
And that, you know, like I said, tons of comments on there, all good, all about it. A lot of people think Ryan. Someone thought Natalie was in the car. So, you know, not a lot of people are buying when we hear that people are dead. Like, someone
Yeah.
thinks that Daddy Haas is still around and in the
Yeah,
picture. So, you guys, thanks for those. Keep them coming. It helps our conversation and keeps it open. So,
I like that you referred to him as Daddy Haas.
Daddy Haas.
Like Boss Hog or something like that.
yes.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. So, Asset 2281 is Will.
Yay!
Which
Excited to see him.
was a prediction very close to mine from last week. Something about Will being involved in the ultimate plot. And I thought, wow, that guy knows. He's like an encyclopedia. He just keeps all, or he's like Wikipedia, I guess that's
Yeah.
more correct. But he keeps all this information. He is the asset that the CIA is hiding. We had that wonderful scene with them, you know, doing the whole escape thing. She punched me in the mouth, and they're escaping. And then Simon, of course, orchestrating all those vans to be driving around.
The white van move was cool.
The white van move is some sort of reference to something sexual, probably. But I don't know. My mind is dirty.
Yeah, tonight, clearly, you're on another wave.
It's this wonderful water that I'm
You're
drinking.
another level.
Yeah, always. Oh, no? Okay. Shoot, there was something really specific before I made all that stupid stuff about Will being the answer. Well, yeah.
He has all of the codes in his head.
He has all the codes in his head, which makes a lot of sense. That's his character. I
Yes.
love that.
But he did that on his own.
Did he?
Yeah, he said that he broke into the system and had these codes, but I don't know what made him
Yeah.
initially decide to do that unless I missed that. But so now he's not really, I mean, is asset the right word?
Well, they called him the asset. That's why they, you know.
So they're
he
trying to
was-
protect
yeah.
him so that he doesn't meet with the voice or
Yeah.
give away
Well,
anything.
You know what's really interesting too is that he didn't even know about the attack. He's been locked away this
The
entire
whole
time.
Very good.
Which was a cool perspective. I like that he was like, "It's what time is it? 4:17? Oh, I've been here for this." I forget how long he said
Yeah,
it was.
like
I'm
7
like,
months something.
Of course he would know
But
that.
that's crazy because think about that and what that says. The CIA has him captured, and somebody said like, "Oh, he would have been dead already." So he doesn't
Yeah.
know about the terrorist attacks.
No.
And
Well, the whole reason that he was there, or that he was going to get all those codes and stuff, is because he wanted to prevent, like he said, World War III or
yeah,
something
he knew it was coming.
to that effect. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I like the escape. I thought that action sequence was actually pretty fun. You know, shoot, I keep forgetting like the point I was gonna make about him. I don't remember.
We could come back to him.
We could come back.
If you think about it, come back. There'll probably be a
I will.
prediction
I'm
anyway.
Like, didn't I write it down here? Who knows? Maybe I'll come back to it. Actually, no, I will come back to it in predictions. But the window rolls down, and we see that it is Shelby in the car.
I know. I think that's so random. Because we haven't seen her since that second. Oh, did we? Yes, we did. We've seen her once where she yelled at Alex. She blamed her for everything. Said that I had to run for my life.
Right.
And that she already ruined her life and had to move. And now all of a sudden you're involved? What? So that makes me nonstop think, because I'm going through all the stories in the saga and the sob stories about her with Daddy Haas and with Caleb. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm more onto it more than ever that Caleb and Mommy Haas are involved.
Okay.
But then maybe not. After meeting the parents, I'm like, maybe Shelby just goes on a freaking bender and freaks out. You never know.
That would be a long bender that she'd still be on.
Yeah. But totally, you know, if your parents freaking ditched you, a lot of mental things probably go on in that case for 15 years. So maybe.
Definitely. Well, so the moment where Alex is there, they send Will to the car. And then the voice also wants Simon. And then Will starts to walk away. Of course, Alex doesn't want him to do that. She holds his arm. He says, "You got to let me go." It was like a nice moment for like, now she is alone again.
Yeah. She gets through this.
And then, of course, like I said, she rolls down the window and then we see that it's Shelby. Let's talk about our predictions.
Okay, great.
About what that all means.
And now,
Like basically any point I was going to make was going to be a prediction. So I'm like, let's just go there.
Yeah. And I usually have a problem making some. I do now, especially since Alex is so vulnerable. And the voice has said, I'm done with you now. But that doesn't mean she's done. We know Alex won't stop until it's over. So
no, she'll be still.
That's exciting because we know that she's got a lot to go after. And I'll say one right now. Prediction number 1. She tells Ryan. She gets him involved.
Ooh, I like
Even though Hannah said not to. I have a feeling she's got nothing left.
Yeah.
She's already has angst with him. And I think that she's just going to get fed up and blurt it out or somehow rope him in. And,
The way that they were sort of putting those two characters against each other this episode leads you to believe that they're trying to bring them back together.
I think so.
I definitely buy that she would tell him. And then I think she needs to, because at this point, who else does she have?
Who else? Totally. Don't go to Liam.
Still on that train.
Yep.
Okay, so Shelby's in the car. The voice is speaking to her and sort of orchestrating things like someone else does in the past. Caleb. The way that he's orchestrating and controlling Shelby that you do not like.
I know.
This is the first time I've thought, well, we still haven't seen him. And there's just something that makes a lot of sense. And I don't know, even like maybe I'm just listening for it, but it almost started to sound like his voice or his speech pattern. I mean, even though it's like a garbled thing.
That's interesting. I didn't pay attention to that.
There was something about it where I thought, well, who else would Shelby be working with? So I don't know, I just have a strong feeling that somehow that's the case. Or because, we have Caleb in the past orchestrating all these things with the systemics and trying to infiltrate them and that sort of thing. Maybe this whole thing with the voice could be, I mean, I know I sort of said something like this last week and it's probably way off, but maybe it's some sort of thing where they're working together to actually bring down whoever the real terrorists are, and they use this voice thing as a way to be hidden or something like that. I don't know.
That'd be really far-fetched,
yeah,
but
it's
I
kinda wild,
understand what you're saying.
but
Because
that wouldn't
Alex
be
is already
unlike-
involved, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like to plant things.
Yeah, like that wouldn't be out of. They've done things, I think, like this, and Caleb specifically has done things like this where he's used a fake personality in order to infiltrate. And so this voice, it could be a fake personality. It could be saying that it's responsible for the attacks, but it's not. But it's really to investigate them. I don't know. It's off the wall. But I started putting that all together.
You just mentioned something that made me think when it was really small in this episode, but when Caleb and Will had the conversation about Will infiltrating Systemics, and Caleb was like, no, you don't have to do that. And Will's like, oh no, but don't worry, I know how to do this. And then he's like, no, you don't have the money. And he's like, don't worry, I have the money.
Yeah.
It's almost like Caleb's like, X, Y, and Z is going down. I don't need you to do this anymore, so stop.
Yeah.
But without really telling him that.
Yep.
So there's got to be something there or a reason that comes out that he doesn't want Will to go in and infiltrate. So that was weird. So Caleb to me is still on board as someone behind the scenes. We see next week's previews with Senator Haas.
Yeah,
is she senator? Right?
Yeah,
Or Congresswoman.
maybe she's running for, I can't remember specifically, but Mama Haas.
Yeah, Mama Haas.
And we do see that Daddy Haas is going to be back, or at least we saw his face, so it's probably the
You
past or
did?
something.
I didn't even see that.
It was real brief.
Okay. So I think I was still in shock over Shelby being in the front of the car.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're going to show Alex, but it's got to be something. Biggest prediction?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Simon's still involved.
Yes!
Totally,
Yes!
right? Him and
Okay.
that sly little smirk.
Yeah.
He always
Yes.
is pulling the strings. He's so good at playing the like, but I'm being used. I
Yes.
don't like it. He's such a good actor
1000%.
that it makes me hate him.
1000%. Remember
He's
last
all,
week
"Don't
I
worry,
said
Alex,
I'm off
I'll
this.
be fine. Meanwhile, he cries to Alex that he's alone in a freaking cabin somewhere.
Yeah. Well, which maybe he was using her, but like remember last
Totally.
week, so I'm like, okay, I'm off the Simon train, but there was something about which I'm like, I don't know, I read into everything, but there's something about the way he says, "You gotta let me go," and then he gets into the car
Absolutely.
with Will. That's why I thought like they have to all be working together, and Caleb's involved.
And funny that.
But I was like,
Simon
I'm back
never
on the
met
Simon
Will.
train. He's still not. He's back on my list.
Absolutely. I like that Simon never met Will, and Will was like, I know who you are. You're Simon, whoever, and blah, 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 blah. And this is why you got here.
Did they never meet?
No, because Simon left.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
But Will had the 411 on him.
Well, Will's got the 411 on
On
everybody.
everybody,
Like
I
he
know.
would. That's his thing.
It was great.
Yeah.
That was my big.
No, that's great. Well, and that's great because I had the same thought. I was
Good.
just about to say that. I'm like, there's something about the way that he said goodbye to her.
I still would like to know what they wanted from the Columbia University lab as the reason that they, that was the only clue that Alex and Simon have.
Oh, right.
Unless that was
a red herring or something.
Totally.
Yeah, could
maybe.
be. Could be. They're trying to throw us off. We've got how many more episodes? Like what, 6 or something like that?
7, I think. Yeah, because it
We're
was
in
8.
17. There's 23 or 22 episodes. I can't remember.
Good one.
Either way, there's like 5 or 6 episodes
There's quite
left.
a few to learn some stuff.
And as Liam said, the end is near. And the end is near of our show.
Yeah.
Andrea Fasano. See how I did that?
Yes, I liked it. You're good? You're done with the
I'm
predictions?
good. That's all I got.
I
Unless you got
love
something
it.
else, yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Andy Fasano. And definitely comment. We love your comments. So thank you
Yeah,
so
we do.
much for keeping, staying tuned to the show and watching every week. So thanks.
Did you mention where they can follow you on the
Yeah,
internet?
at Andy Fasano.
Oh, you did. It's so
Yeah,
fast.
I just talk really a lot around what I say.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it was in there
It's the end of the
somewhere.
night, guys. I also do show Billions, which just ended.
Yeah.
And I do a boxing show. So if anyone's interested in sports, stay tuned. Follow me.
Awesome.
ABTV
Well,
Boxing.
I will follow you. I am following you. You can follow me on Twitter at Isaac Johnson, Instagram, the Isaac Johnson. Also follow Cocktail Cinema. Again, our Batman Superman review is up. Watch that. Leave us a comment down below about who you think the voice is, because we'd really love to hear who you think it is. Because obviously Shelby's in the car. What do you think it means? Let us know.
So interesting.
Yes. And
All right.
we'll see you next week.
Yeah, good show. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See
you
you later.
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.